All right, hold up, guys. All right.
So business meeting today, fortunately, very short. We don't have a lot of agenda items. The first thing I wanted to do was to acknowledge Ryland. We've talked for months now about getting the signatures switched on the bank account, which is turned into something that should have been straightforward. It's taken on a life of its own. That process is now complete. And when Ryland was talking, he didn't quite capture the amount of work he put into trying to make that go smoothly, and all of the obstacles Wells Fargo put in our way. But it is now taken care of. Everyone who's a signatory on our account is now actually alive.
I heard you too.
And we should be set for a while. We have one new associate member who does not require a vote, and that is, and you told me this matter might have been
Dave
Gardino.
He's
So
online.
welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Dave, should we get him to tell a little bit about himself?
Sure. Put him on the spot.
Tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, I did this. Actually, this is not my first meeting. I attended a meeting about 6 months ago and gave a quick bio of myself. Unfortunately, I have conflicting commitments on Saturday morning, so I hadn't been able to attend until now. But I'm from Rochester, New York. I recognize a lot of the faces that I see. Mort, for one, Ryland, and so on. So, like most of you, I started modeling when I was very young with plastic models, as you might expect. As a matter of fact, today, the IPMS Northeast Regional show is in Rochester, New York. So I'm leaving here shortly to go to the venue for that. To hold up our club's table there. So I started with plastic models about 15 to 20 years ago. I switched over to wooden ships. I like the cross-sectional models probably better than the full hull models, and I've done a number of cross-sectional models and a couple of full hull models. About 2 years ago, fellow Bill Emerson, who you guys know, he attends your meetings quite often, asked me to help him with a ironclad ship called the Monadnock, which was a follow-on to the USS Monitor. So the Monadnock was built in 1864, and as part of that collaboration, I got very involved in 3D printing. And I ultimately bought a filament printer, and we printed a lot of the Monadnock parts on my filament printer. And we finished that model in fall of last year, and Bill and I delivered it to the National Civil War Naval Museum down in Columbus, Georgia. They took it as part of their permanent collection. From there, Bill and I went over to Hampton Roads because I wanted to see the Maritime Museum there. And there we met Ryland and Gene Berger. And we went to Gene's house, and I got an opportunity to see his shop and, more importantly, his incredible model room that he has. And so now I am working on another model with Bill, a collaboration that's the USS Guadalcanal, a World War II CVE, an escort carrier. But I've also taken up my first sort of scratch-built model myself, which is a cutaway section of the USS Monitor turret in 1/35th scale. That's coming along nicely. And actually, Gene, when I was down there in November, loaned me a number of books out of his library to begin my research. And I'm partway along on that. It's coming very good, I think. Someplace along the way, probably 8 months ago, I also bought a resin printer. And I don't know if everybody knows the difference, but a filament printer is a very nice printer, but 90% of the people who buy 3D printers buy filament printers because they're very easy to use. but the level of detail you can get on a filament printer is nowhere close to what you can get on a resin printer. So a lot of the parts for Bill's Guadalcanal model and the USS Monitor that I'm cutaway section that I'm building now is done on my resin printer. So that's where I'm at right now, and I really enjoy this group. I know the level of skill in this group, so I'm very anxious to learn from you guys.
Welcome to the club. I like the person's report.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
We just welcomed you to the club, and we're turning things over to Ryland for the person's report.
Thank you.
Okay, versus report. We started the month off with $8,778.61. I collected $42 in dues, $5 for a challenge coin. We collected $34 in name tags and $20 for a hat. Total receipts for the month were $101. Disbursements for the name tags was $63.60. Which leaves us an ending balance of $8,816.01. We're in pretty good shape.
Thank you, Ryland. And just to note, we are in fact responding to one of the great comments we got for the people who are watching online. When we do the business meeting, we're making sure we're visible. If you send us comments, we will do the best we can to incorporate them. Greg, website report.
May I use the computer for a bit?
Yeah.
I pledge to keep it relatively short. So without going into a lot of detail, for the phrase, one step back, 2 steps forward, it's more like 19 steps back, 20 forward. I did a lot of work to get barely back to square one. Maybe enough work to build a ship model, I don't know. But the share the screen. It up earlier. Yeah, just give me a moment. I don't have to sign back. Okay, so the biggest thing, there's a lot of cosmetic changes. I won't go through all of those, too time consuming. Biggest change is that in the past, you had a form you could fill out to give me all the details of your model, but I still had to format the text for you, and you had to send me the pictures separately, and I had to do all of that. You can now upload your own pictures and do all of the editing by yourself if you wish. If you don't wish, I can still do it for you, but now you have control. And if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, then the site is not useless. Under models, you can say add new. You're logged in as a, never mind, that part's changed. It knows who you are, so when you submit it, it'll be attributed to you. Wrong again. Your name will be here, automatically selected if you're logged in, because I'm logged in as the webmaster right now. It's not being automatically picked. You try and log it, add it for someone else, it won't let you. You need to do it for somebody else because you're trying to help them. Just ask me to do it. In the rare event of a group build, we haven't had one since John's pilot boat, Virginia, which is still only attributed to him. You can select multiple people as long as you're one of those people. The rest of this is the same. You pick all the particulars. I'll just say, test model. You have to pick at least one person, so I'll pick Bill. He's at the top of the list. And let's just say it's a static model. It's engine driven by a gas turbine. It's run on diesel or fuel oil. And color. It's 125 feet long. It's whatever. I won't, this isn't important, so I won't slow it down by being particular. When you're done, you hit add, and you're taken to the draft version of the page. It's not published at this point. In the upper right-hand corner, you can hit edit properties to go back to where you were. Or you can hit edit content, and this is where you can add here a featured image for the model. That's the one that'll appear in lists of all the models and at the top of the page. And then you can put in all the text you want. And this would be a whole presentation in and of itself. I don't think we want a meeting presentation on this because I don't think the interest would be broad enough. I'd be happy to set up online meeting one evening for anyone who wants to learn how to do this. I'll show you the real basics right now, like the minimum you need to know. Just start typing, it's a paragraph. So, all right, so this is the type of, everything in here are called blocks. So you're putting things together in blocks. By default, it's a paragraph, but, and then if you want to insert something ahead, a block before, after it, there's insert before and after. So before the paragraph, I'm going to say, heading. Again, by default, it's a paragraph. If you click here, and change it to a heading, and this plus means add another block. And click here to add an image, and then you can upload your image, which I won't bother to do now, but you can see how you can just start piecing things together. And I'll just kill that and briefly show this is the same as it was before, just looks a little bit different. Pick a member and hit apply when you're searching for models. Pick one of mine just to show you the type of thing you can achieve. So you see I have different tabs for an introduction, the research that was done, the construction, the finished model. All of this is done with those blocks. And this has a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not like learning how to program or anything. So this is just another one of the blocks. So you see what's close to the final result as you're putting it together. It's kind of what you see is what you get kind of thing. Like again, all the details of this are too much for now, but I want to let you know you now have the capability to do all of this for yourselves if you wish. Real quick, back to the adding new part. There's a quick guide drop down here, and more instructions at the bottom below the form. So it's good enough for now.
And as always, thank you for all the work that you put into the website.
That's great, Greg.
I do have a question.
Does that
Is
mean
there
a
enough
virus?
memory?
I just want to know, does that mean the site back online?
It is. There's probably still some bugs. So if you find something where the site won't load or something just doesn't look right, like bad formatting or whatever, let me know. Okay. There's more tweaks to do.
I just wanted to know if there was enough memory for all.
The internet. We'll have to build a new server farm, but
Yes.
Data center.
destroying the planet one data server farm at a time.
We don't have much more new business. My only question was, is there a regional IPMS show? And if there is, can you tell us about it?
I don't think the plan until late August out in Roanoke. That's in shootout. And that's a pretty good regional show. There's rumored to be a regional show down in North Carolina. I don't have the dates off my head. I believe it's next month, but if I heard correctly, the venue is too small to support additional regional, even though they're advertising as regional. So it sounds a little dicey, like it could flop. So I mean, it's like venues like the size of this room, and you can't do a regional in this small. So, but the Roanoke Virginia Shootout show is a good one. Yeah, I believe it's down in Selma. So
You had
I did have a question about the website, the new guy question, but are you able to, like, when you're building those tabs that you showed on your, if you've written something up, say for a previous contest where you kind of laid out your research and stuff, like, can you cut paste right click?
Yeah.
So
Set up the tabs and then select your text and paste it in there. Yeah.
On the IPMS, of course, there's the national.
and the national, yeah, that's 59th of August.
Yeah, just curious. Anyone
Fort
going
Wayne.
to the Fort Wayne one?
Yes.
I will be probably heading out there too.
Yeah, I should have mentioned.
Do we have any guests?
Do we have any guests today?
I'm on my third run, so I guess you have to shake me down for money if you're gonna let me loose in your group.
So we have to vote.
That's what the bylaws say.
Okay. And
Do the bylaws actually say
second
that?
meeting? Third meeting.
Yeah, a vote by the members. I mean, we pretty much got away with that.
Okay, we should probably update the bylaws, but I have no problem. Getting rid of the voting requirement.
So we
And
get
second meeting. Okay. So looks like we have two new members. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Your names?
I'm Stan Stocker, STFCKER.
Does anyone have strong feelings that we ask them to step out of the room and have a vote?
We haven't done that for the last 5 or 10 members or
Okay,
something like that.
so I'm probably gonna say our next bylaw update, we probably ought to take our bylaws so that we.
I'm looking it up now. I don't remember seeing that actually in the bylaw.
Oh, okay.
It says about how many meetings they have to attend. I don't recall seeing anything about voting.
Practice and not a requirement.
That's all we required was
Maybe
see
they-
the person.
Done it. Okay.
Yes, I was gonna say, I believe this is the secret to admission.
Yeah, because the dues are so incredibly steep.
Yes.
yeah, the dues will be $18 for this prorated. Easier.
So that.
Just gotta charge
Business meeting. We are, John, are you ready to go with your presentation?
Want to take a short break while we go?
I got some old business.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Good. And, we had talked last month about model ship world being down. Well, that's back up again. It is working just fine. It's we've seen a lot of returning members. I mean, I was just amazed at the number of bill logs that are being reposted. Some of them are from years ago, and it's kind of nice to relive some of the models that people built back in 2016, 17. And, it's got a lot of content on it now, so it's going pretty strong.
Any other old or new business?
Just a comment. For those of you that know Heights, he had been in the hospital. He's back at home now and doing much better. He had some, I don't know the technical. He was in for something, but he's at home now, doing much better.
And Caitlin?
One thing about model ship world that I think Ron is so most of the blogs that like people do to like showcase some of their ship models and stuff, some of them I tried to figure out are not on the website. There's like a bunch on the website on the old one that was hacked. They had some like good ones, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are a lot of great ones.
Indeed, but like
They're lost forever. I mean,
indeed, they're just going to go bye bye. So
Yeah,
that's very disappointing.
yeah, when the hackers took the site down, they destroyed everything. And unfortunately, a lot of the good logs were built by members who have since passed, and so they will not be reconstructed.
Hackers took down the backups too.
But
Really frustrating.
it's just a new chapter. It's, but
I mean, why would someone do something like that? That's the main question.
There's no good answer.
People are scum. And I don't think we'll solve that one as part of our overview business. All right, so we're gonna take we'll probably a 5-minute break while we get our AV set up out.
One comment, want to acknowledge Halen and John and Julie got their names in the good article.
chips and scale.
Chips and scale, yes.
In fact, Kalen has the magazine.
Signing autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna take 5 while we get the AV set up. And then we're gonna have John Lyle talking about naval gunnery, which I've been looking forward to. Because he's really useful.
Who wants an autograph?